Hello and welcome to Hixxy Studio. In this video I'm going to show you how to make this little easel card. It's using this die from Precious Marieke. It's from the Romantic Roses collection, and it's called Rose Fence Square. Okay, I'm also going to be using for the sentiments a couple from the Trim Crafts sentiment die set. So we're going to use some Foundations ivory card for the base, and I'm also going to use some acetate with with just some Pixie Sparkle highlights, not actually any of the pigmented ones this time, but just some Pixie Sparkle highlights. So that, I think, is where we'll start with our Pixie Sparkle highlights. Now, I originally, when I decided I wanted to do this card with acetate, I actually wanted to do it with the watercolour inks, the Creative Expressions watercolour inks. But well, I say but, I tried it. This is what happened. This has now got two pieces together because I put the glue on like normal. I didn't spray it. I added the ink because I thought that would be enough liquid, and it just would not dry. For whatever reason, this has been days and days. I stuck the other piece on just to try and so that I could transport it, but it just is not drying. So that is something for me to have a further play with to see how I can get to use the watercolour ink. So it meant I had to go back to Pixie Sparkles. We're going for Pixie Sparkle, just the sparkle highlights, the gold. So this is a technique I have done before, so I won't fiddle up too much. Literally going to put some of the Creative Expressions acrylic glue. This dries clear, so you're not going to see it particularly, although I'll show you what it does look like, the finished one, because it is slightly different to when you've got pigment in. So just giving it a little bit of a spray, and then with my finger just going to spread the glue. I'm not going to be using this one because it obviously takes a little while to dry, but okay, so just wipe my fingers, and then all I'm going to do is tap on. This is the Pixie Sparkle highlights, the molten gold. So it has no color pigment in it. It literally just has a gold sparkle. Okay, so I'm not going to do too much because, like I say, it covers more than you think. I will tell you that. When you look at it, you think, oh, I've only got it there, there, and there. But actually, when you start moving your head in the light, you can see that it is elsewhere. So we'll put that to one side, and then that will dry for another project. And this is what you end up with. Okay, and hopefully the camera can kind of pick up that light, that sparkle. Now, because it's got no pigment in, although this does dry clear and you can see through it, you can still see some of the glue lines. So this is a slightly different effect, but actually, because this is such a lot of trellis work on here, it doesn't really make a lot of difference. So I am going to cut this down now because I know I need 2 3-inch squares from this. So I'm just going to cut into the gluey bit. Oh, excuse me, there we go. And that little edge off there. What I'm trying to do is just cut into the edges so it's all got glue on, so it all looks the same. So I'm going to use the 3-inch marker on here and cut there, and then again, so I've got a 3-inch square. I'm looking at this thinking this looks very small. No, it's right. Whew, shouldn't doubt myself. Although sometimes it's a good idea to doubt yourself. So that's 1 3-inch square, and I need 2 of those. So I'm just going to cut another 3. So I'm going to put those to the side. They are ready for my card. Keep a couple of bits there that are useful. Right, so we now need to cut our base card. Now this I have cut. Let me just check my. Oh, bear with me. I've got my piece of paper. It is 8 3/4 by 4 1/8. 4 1/8 is literally the width of this cutting die. So this is the trellis die. Now this die came joined, and you might just be able to make out this little tab here, here, and here, and this was joined here. For me, because of the way I want to position this, I didn't really want this bit attached, so all I've done is I've used some wire cutter, these kind of wire cutter things, just to cut it off. All I will say is just be careful, because these can catch, and they're not sharp, but they can, you know, if you do it quickly, you might give yourself a little bit of a nick or rip your paper. So just a little word of warning if you are going to cut your dies apart. So what I need to do is I need to score this in half. So I need to score this at 4 3/8. The right side, and the scoring tool. I'm going to score it at 1, 2, 4 3/8. Now for the moment, I am not going to fold that. This is what's going to create the base of our easel. So what I need to do is I need to put this up to the fold line. You see it, and if you cut it right, it just fits on. So I'm going to move it this way. There is my fold line. I haven't put it over the top of that. I put it literally just to the side of it, and then it just fits on here. So I need my tape. So I'm using reusing some old little bits there rather than new, all stuck together. It's really useful, isn't it? Okay, so we're going to put this through our machine, and now I have already cut 2 pieces, and you will need pieces that are 4 1/8 by 4 3/8. These pieces are what are going to be used to create this bit here and the front bit. Okay. No, that's not right. It is right, but I forgotten I do need to cut one more piece. I've just realised, because I need 3. Okay. No biggie. No biggie. So let's pull that off and have a look. Okay. Yeah, I've not straightened that up. Can you see? That's why I've got a little bit of a cut there, but it's not the end of the world, and we can live with that. Take this off very carefully. Okay. Going to put that in. I am just going to trim that off so that big overhang bit there. Okay, right, so that's our base card. Oh, bang, crash, wallop. These two are going to sandwich a piece of acetate between for the top, and I need one more piece for the bottom. So I am just going to clean this die. Now, what I have found with this is all the circly bits come out no problem. The cross bits not so much. So the thing is, if you don't go around and clean your die, when you try to cut this again, any bits that are left in will mean that the next die cut doesn't cut quite so well. So it's worth just spending the time. Your die brush may be a bit more bristly than mine. It might go through. My die brush doesn't seem to want to poke these little ones out. just that they are so little. There we go, almost done. And there. 1, 2. Any more? 2 more. There we go. That one there and that one there. So that's now clean. So let's get rid of all of these bits. And let's hope that I actually have a piece of card ready to do. There we go. I did. I was organised, surprisingly. So we take our die again, and like I said, this is 4 3/8 by 4 1/8. No, it's that way. So we are going to put this on, and we are going to tape again. Excuse me. It would be so much more use if I didn't just stick it all on top of each other. There we go. And we'll stick this straight our die. Through. There we go. Okie dokie. There we go. That's cut. Take this out. I won't clean it this time. I don't need it again for this demo. I can do that another time. Right, there we go. So these are our pieces. We have our base card, which I'm now going to score in half. Fold in half, sorry. And then I am also going to fold it in half like so. I seem to have got lots of little bits that will be covered. Okay, so this now forms the base for our easel. This is going to sit like this, and this one will sit on there like that. Okay, so we're going to put our acetate where we need it. Move those out of the way. I'm going to use my blue piece of paper. Okay, so this will sit here. So I'm going to glue, literally, I'm going to glue along the edge here. It's enough just to catch the acetate. And then it's going to be sandwiched with the other piece in a minute. So I'm just going to put our piece of acetate there. Okay, I'll trim those little bits off at the end, and then I'm going to sort of sit over the top like that. So I'm going to put the glue along here. It is dry as clear glue, so it will sort of disappear. You won't notice it if you do get any leakage through. I'm not doing any of the bits. I don't think it's necessary. Oh, and because we're sticking this there, I better put a bit of extra glue here. And those trellis bits really line up beautifully. Okay, so that will be the bit for the top on there. I'm just going to trim that little bit of acetate sticking there, and that little bit there. So that bit is going to sit here, and then this bit here, I'm just going to trim that down. Got a little bit of an edge there. I'm going to get the other piece of acetate. Remember, these were 3 by 3, and same again. I'm going to a little bit of glue along here and here. Oops. And oh, should have done this on my bit of paper because it's blue on the map now. End up getting very messy. Let's just get rid of some of this glue before I stick it onto anything. This piece is going here. And then a little bit. There you go. Just going to trim that little bit off there before I stick it onto the base. And I'm going to glue over the edge of the acetate. And again, along the edge, the acetate on the edge of the card. And this one is going to sit there. Up, down, and then out, and then this is going to stick here. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of glue along the edge here, and I am going to put a little bit along here so that we get a little bit of adhesion in this bit now. Okay. So I am going to just open that out and then just line up. And if any of the glue, like here, you can see the glue has squidged in a bit. It's not an issue because it will dry clear. And there, so far, is our easel base. Okay. And I'm going to put that to one side while we cut some of these little embellishment bits now. So, put the pin back in the glue for the moment. Oh, gluey hands. Be careful when you're doing like little bits like this that you do kind of clean your hands between, because if you get too much glue on, you start transferring it everywhere. So what I need now is this. This is the die that we cut off from the square, the corner, and we want the Celebrate and the Good Times from the Trimcraft Sentiments, and we're going to for now just cut these out from a piece of red. This is Foundation's Rich Red card. You will need to cut this die, oops, bits of glue, several times depending on how many roses you want, but you also need to cut it from green so you get the leaves. But it's one of those things, cut it a few times, keep the ones you don't need in a little box for the next time. Okay, so okay, I'm going to put this through. I'm going to put it up there. Okay. And I'm not going to put. I'm going to try it without the magnetics. I don't think it needs that much pressure, but we'll see. Comes. Here we go. Whoop. Let's have a look. I think it's all come through. Yeah. Okay, all done. Move these. Yeah, all cut. Get my brush. Where's my brush? Brush as many of the bits out as you can. Oh, okay. Is this? Let's see. There. Might not cut out as well as I thought. This one. with these little letters. Might need a little bit more pressure, but we'll go with it. Pull them through from the other side. Yeah, this probably could have done with a bit more pressure on it. In fact, can we get away with it? We can probably get away with it for now. Yeah. But if I was at home with a bit more time, I'd probably put this one back through. Just these tiny little intricate bits could have done with more pressure, and I put it on the minimum that I could with those plates. But we can go with that for the purposes of this. Excellent. Right, let's put those to the side. Like that. And then here we've got our roses has already come out. You get 2 sizes of the rose, and you get 2 sizes of the leaf. Where's the other leaf? Oh, it's there. Okay. And like I say, if you want green leaves, then just run it through a few times. Now, in order to put these onto the trellis, I used some additional ivory cards. So I'm just emptying all the bits that I cut. I don't need those. Side. So what I did was I punched some slightly larger circles for the bigger roses and the small ones. So these are just my little, got 3 sizes of punch. This is my small, this is my medium, and I have a large one as well. So if you don't have a punch or a die, it doesn't really matter. Just sort of cut a little roundish shape by hand, and it works just as well. So literally just going to stick that on there, and this one on there. Okay, and I've already done that with a few others, and you can see I've also cut some in green, so I've got green leaves, and I've got spare red leaves here as well, so these are green leaves. Let's put these aside. I don't need those. Right. Okay, so the other thing that in order to make it stand out is to put a little bit of the ivory card on the back here. So just doing this with a pair of scissors to make sure I've got that right. So get the big scissors there. I'm literally just cutting a little rectangle to glue on the back here. Just makes it, because it's going on to something that's got acetate behind it, you need something that's going to make the lettering quite clear. So let's put that there, makes that stand out. And this one again, just needs to cut a little bit for this sentiment die again, just to stick behind the letters, because the letters get cut out. We want to be able to see them, so I'm just going to snip the corners off so they don't show behind. And then put some glue here. And then put that there. So there's our sentiments. That one's got a bit gluey. That's because I've got glue all over my fingers. There. Right, so now we have all our bits. We now need to assemble. And I did use a little bit of glue gel. It doesn't really show behind, so all is good with that. So we are going to start with what should we start with? Let's start with getting our sentiment in the right place. This is the celebrate. a little bit of glue gel behind, and we're going to put that there. And then what are we going to do? I'll have our three roses up here. A little bit of glue gel behind these. There. There. See this, putting the little circles behind not only sort of makes them stand out in front of the acetate, also gives you something to be able to glue them on with, and then literally just a little bit of glue on the end, and I'm just pushing. Oh no, that doesn't work. Under there, pushing the little leaves under. Oh, that's not a leaf. They oh, fiddle, fiddle. And lift that a little bit. These, at the moment, these are very movable, so if you need to just lift and push back down, then there's absolutely no reason why you can't do that. Glue gel. Tiny bit there, and again lift that up so that that will go under. Okay, so there's our three little roses there. What should we use? Now let's get our stopper. The Good Times is going to be our stopper. So this needs raising up a bit so that it will hold the edge of the easel card in place. And then what have I got here? Lots of little ones. In fact, let's do like we did. So I've got three little ones there, a little one there, too big, and a little there. Right, okay, let's go with exactly the same as we did before. So let's put the three little ones on. 1, 2. Ooh, throwing that away. Might be better off with a pair of tweezers if I knew where my tweezers are. Oh, there they are. Yeah, because now I'm getting glue on me too. Let's grab my tweezers. Another one. And our third little one. A bit of glue there. Let's see if I can just push. I've got enough leaves. I might not have enough leaves, but not to worry. We'll do a couple of little leaves. Just have a little leaf coming up there. I'm going to push that hopefully into the glue that's already there. What we'll do on that one. Let's have a little one. Another little leaf, and I reckon I've probably got enough glue to just. Oh, I've got another little leaf there. Good. Ooh. Okay, so let's put a little leaf in there. And then we've got our last little bit down here. Look to be just one leaf short, not to worry. I'm sure we will cope with one leaf less on this one. And we'll put one in there. Push it into the glue that's already there, I think, this time. And one. I'm probably going to have to put a little bit of glue on this because this is only a little leaf. And one under there. Okay, and there we have it. So this is our little mini easel card. When it's dry, you want to give this a really good crease here and here so that it will sit right. It's just where I've been fiddling around with it. It needs another good, just needs to be done, but it's also wet. I don't do it at the moment. So here we go. Here is our little mini easel card using our Romantic Roses from Precious Marieke, the Rose Fence Square, and those little sentiment dies from Craft, along with some lovely foundations card from Creative Expressions, the Ivory and the Rich Red. Thank you.